Countertop.
French President Emmanuel Macron arrived in Washington today for the first state visit of a foreign leader since President Donald Trump took office. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot. Tangible Investments is the main title sponsor of my show. Many of my fans and listeners tell me they buy gold and collectible coins from a local dealer in their city because they don't know where else to go. Or from telemarketers they see on TV because these companies spend millions to advertise. Sadly, the majority of companies that consumers reach out to rely on commissioned salespersons who have limited experience, limited expertise, and no credentials whatsoever. Tangible Investments has been around for 35 years. They build long-term relationships, not one-time sales. They work on the lowest spreads anywhere in the industry, so you always get the best price. Most importantly, the listeners of War Now are guaranteed to deal directly with Mike Bonham, VP of Tangible, and a staff of senior executives with a combined 200 years of experience in precious metals. Get the best prices, the lowest spread. Deal with the most credible, experienced experts in the industry.
Backyard season is on the horizon. Enjoy every second under the sun with
During the 2016 presidential election, Hillary was speaking at the Pan America World Voices Festival. Take a listen.
Mainstream political coverage was influenced by the right-wing media ecosystem. Relentlessly negative news has had a leveling effect that opens the doors to charlatans.
With the reboot of the TV show Fuller House, Candace Cameron Bure is back in the spotlight, you could say. She also has a new book coming out tomorrow titled Kind is a New Classy. She joined Fox and Friends today to talk about where kindness has gone wrong these days.
I feel like when we turn on the news and flip on our computers and the TV screen, we see all the tragedy and the heartbreak that's going on in the world. It's so divisive politically, and that's really why I wrote the book, because I wanted to put that spotlight back on kindness and say we can start with the small things, and let's change the culture by changing ourselves one person at a time.
She also reflects back to her time on The View.
Well, you know, I really did enjoy being on the show, but it was tough at times. It's tough to be the only voice at a table that has one specific viewpoint, and so I had to. I always wanted to be respectful and kind at the end of the day.
For USA Radio News, my name is Tim Berg.
This is Dan.
The thoughts and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily represent those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
It's that time. It's time for Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. 60 minutes of information, inspiration, motivation, and fun. If you're looking to talk politics or religion, this show's not for you. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Conversations with the opinion makers, movers and shakers, risk takers, and your phone calls at 702-221-7283. That's 702-221-SAVE. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Hosted by longtime Las Vegas broadcaster, author, and motivational speaker Aaron Phillips. In seminars across the country, he's inspired and motivated thousands. Now he's going to inspire and motivate you, and he'll do it with passion, style, and his trademark sense of humor. Now, here is the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Aaron's Hour here on KSHP 1400 AM and across the internet. I am your host, Aaron Phillips, which is pretty good since the name of the show is my name. I have to be here, right, Danny?
That's right.
All right.
You're the man.
I'm the man. At least that's what they tell me. I don't know what I'm the man of, but I am the man of something. Welcome. It is the April 23rd edition of our show today, and I'll tell you what, a lot's been going on, a lot of stuff happening in the world, a lot of stuff going on in our community. Joining me later on here in the show will be my good friend and longtime networking partner, guru, who knows just about every nook and cranny of this city and knows just about everybody in it. This Cathi Rickly will join us shortly after our first break. I want to thank her for coming in as she's busy setting up all of her, as I like to call them, tchotchkes, Danny.
Accoutrements.
There you go, the accoutrements of what we're going to talk a little bit about today. I want to thank you all for listening. Those of you on Facebook Live, thank you as always for tuning in. We appreciate you for doing that. Those of you listening live on radio or anywhere across the internet, we appreciate it, as well as podcasts. If you missed today's show, please feel free to go to my website, aaronphillipsvoice.com. Click on the Listen Now tab, and you will see all the list of our previous shows, guests, information, hilarity, motivation, and who knows what else. You'll see it'll be out there if you want to catch up with what we've been doing. We appreciate it. Appreciate you all following along. Also, too, if you subscribe to my website, I'll send you my free book. Yes, I am an author. I am an author. Yeah, I'm an author. We learned that last week because I forgot I wrote articles for the Las Vegas Informer with Joe Buda.
Right.
I actually wrote there, but I am also I wrote a book with the help of a friend about how to be liked in 5 minutes and hone your magnetic personality. The title's almost as big as the book.
Does it feel weird to when you say I'm an author?
Oh, yes.
It still doesn't sink in yet, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It is one of those anomalies that I have to get used to. So check it out. You'll get a free copy of my ebook as well as my blog updates and things and such, and we'll have a good time with that. All right. So lots been going on. Danny, you spent the weekend, now that KSHP is an official affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks, right. Major League Baseball. You had a great weekend down, and thank you for my hat, by the way. I appreciate
problem.
it. You had a great weekend down yonder.
Fantastic weekend. They wined and dined us down there in Phoenix.
And
yeah, I got to go down with the wife. It was great. It was
that's cool.
radio affiliate night, and we're their newest affiliate. So
cool.
We were the belle of the ball.
There you go. And you didn't just have seats. You were in a box somewhere.
Yeah, they put us in the Legends suite.
Legends.
Which was everything I had hoped it would be. It was awesome. And there was a legend in there.
Yes, and that was the big pigeon killer.
Yeah, the big unit.
Right? The big unit, Randy Johnson, was there. That was cool. I saw your picture. I mean,
yeah.
He had such a tough time in New York, which is unfortunate. Well, I think he was only with the Yankees maybe 2 years, but I remember the interview that was trying to be right after he signed, or was maybe after that first year when he was walking somewhere in New York. One of the stations went up to him, I think it was ESPN possibly, and he just was gnarly and squirrely in that interview.
Couldn't have been further from that guy on
Sure.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Retired,
I'm sure. Well, I saw an expose. He's just really into photography now,
He is,
I think,
yeah.
right?
He's big into photography. He's an ambassador for the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
He has a street named after him
nice.
right in front of the field. And,
nice.
He said something really cool. He said that every team he played for, including his minor league teams, he took something away from and he learned from and he didn't regret any of them. So
that's what you have to do.
Yeah, even the Yankees. He had a lot of love for the Yankees.
Well, that's good. So. That's good. I mean, you have to learn from every experience in life.
Yeah.
And to take the good with the bad, because the only way we're going to learn is by experiencing bad.
Right.
So that's good. He has that philosophy. I think that's pretty important to hear him say that. So, but that was cool though. So you drove down in 1 day, pretty much, turned around and came back.
Yeah, went down, stayed the night. I don't drive more than 2 hours without staying the night somewhere. Okay. If I'm going to Barstow, I'm doing an overnighter. I'm getting too old for that.
I hear
down
you.
and back in the same day.
I hear that one. I'll tell you. My friend of mine who's probably listening, Mr. Cash, is probably listening up in Elko. I feel the same way about crossing the other side of 15 to go to Henderson.
Yeah. Well, I should I wonder if there's a Hawthorne Suites I can stay at on the way.
I have to get my passport stamped when I go through the spaghetti bowl to get to the other side. Although getting through the spaghetti bowl itself lately is a big enough issue.
Right.
But anyway, listen, I want to share an experience I had last week real briefly. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we had some folks on from the Miss Wheelchair Nevada organization and John Ware, who is the owner, proprietor, and recovery specialist of a place called the Las Vegas Paralysis Recovery. And he invited me down to his place last week. And I went down last Thursday, and I spent about an hour and a half down there with him and a couple of his clients. And one of them he actually talked about when he was on the show as a guest, and that was that gal Brianna who just graduated law school at UNLV. Right. And when I got there, he was just wrapping up his session with her. And then this other young lady came in. Her name was Gabby. She's not even 21. She lives up in Mesquite. She comes down once a week to see John. And I asked both of the ladies how they got their injuries. Were they born? Because, it's so interesting when I try to be, what's the word I want to look for? Politically correct and not asking questions that are inappropriate or maybe makes them uncomfortable. Quite frankly, it might make me uncomfortable asking the darn question.
I think it probably makes us more uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because they've accepted it, like we talked about on the show, that's their way of life. I mean, obviously, if they can turn back the hands of time, you change it. But both of them were injured because of car accidents. Wow. Brianna was injured because of a drunk driver who ran through a light. She doesn't remember anything about the accident or her time in the hospital. And then Gabby, she was in a car accident as well a couple of years ago, and she was thrown from the vehicle and injured her spine. But the reason I bring this up is because in watching John do his thing, and like I said, I spent about an hour and a half down there in his facility watching him work with his clients. And when I mean work, I'm talking about moving muscles, moving arms, body parts, legs, the whole thing. Because remember, spinal cord injury not only affects the physical body, but nerves as well, the nerve damage. And each of the gals had their own story and their own recovery issues. Gabby, John has it documented that when Gabby started seeing him back in, I think it was like October, the sensation, she was pretty much paralyzed from just about mid-chest down. Neck and arm, everything was fine. She has a great personality. Yeah. Both do. But listen, the will to survive and continue on with life when you go through that, when you were not born with it because you don't know the difference. But having your life of normalcy taken away unexpectedly, I mean, I can't imagine what you go through with that.
Yeah.
But Gabby John was telling me with Gabby's movement and diagnoses, her sensation now is starting to come back, meaning that she's able to feel more lower down her chest and everything. But what he does with these ladies, I mean, he literally moves them physically and hooks them up to machines where they feel the muscle sensation of movement. And John's philosophy in general, and I don't mean to speak to him, but from what I got out of it, was basically, keep the body moving. You've got to move, muscle repetition. Yeah. Why do athletes become so good at what they do? Because it's all memorization, and it's training. But the body, if it's stagnant in a chair, as most paralysis victims and people are, they don't get to move their muscles, their legs and everything, so they get filled with atrophy.
Right.
Not unlike the feeling you get when you exercise a part of your body, my legs, with the lactic acid that builds up when you're not using them. Yeah. And I'm not trying to compare exercising to what these folks are going through, but when you're not using a muscle group and haven't used one in like forever, and you start using it again, it hurts, but it needs the sensation, it'll come back. And John's philosophy, I think, is pretty much that. Get the body moving, doing some things, getting them more and more independent. Yep. We take for granted brushing our teeth and feeding ourselves. For them, that's a level of progress. So John, I mean, literally with Gabby, he literally, in order to, with the exercises he was doing with her, attached himself to her for stability purposes to help her stand up and feel the sensation of standing. And he was her thighs and he was her lower extremities to help do that. But once she got up and she was holding on to the bar, she was standing like nothing. Wow. And God, I'm so impressed. And talking with John, I want to do something with John and maybe with the station or at least through my show. He brought up the point that the paralysis community in this town is so under-supported. None of the insurance companies will support what John does. Yeah, they'll support going to the hospital for physical therapy and stuff, but it's limited. John, the patients that go to John are all out of pocket. Wow. No insurance company will pay for that extended time for therapy for his clients. So we were chatting, and I'm hoping to come up with a plan with him, and I have some ideas where we can increase the awareness of what really is available. There's so much available in this town for paralysis clientele. I don't want to say victims. I think that's kind of undermined. Let's just say clientele. Awareness of equipment and support groups and advocates and places like John's.
Yeah.
That I'm formulating some plans and ideas to make the paralysis community more known and let them know what's out there. It was such a feeling of wow, when I left there, when I got there, to watch him with his clients was just absolutely amazing. So if you want to learn more, go to Las Vegas Paralysis Recovery. John Weir is the recovery specialist. He's not a physical therapist. He's more than that for his clients. Check him out online. He's located right on East Windmill near Eastern, and check him out. But you'll hear more from John and what he does, and hopefully from the community, maybe expos and things down the line.
Yeah, they should go back and listen to that interview, because when you hear the passion that comes from him, and when he talks and when he talks about what he does and how the help that he provides, I mean, you can tell that's his life.
Absolutely,
he's dedicated his life to that.
And he was actually inspired to open his own place by Brianna and his family.
Wow.
Where he gets his clientele through referral sources of the medical community and whatnot. But it was that client, that family, when they met him at another organization that was closing, and the name of that organization escapes me this second. But they inspired him to think about doing something on his own. Wow. And that's why he opened up his own shop to help the clientele. It was really, and we'll hear more from John. I'll bring John on occasionally when he's available and whatnot, but I hope to do things on a grander scale. All right, real quickly, I know we're up against a break, but I did want to mention last week, since we were last on the air, the entertainment world lost a couple of people. Harry Anderson, comedian, was 65, Night Court fame for those of us who don't know who he is. There you go.
Got it.
There you go.
One of my favorite shows as a kid.
Oh, he was so underrated as a comedian, and of course his got his main start as a magician, street musician. You read his story, but he was so funny on that, and wasn't all just fun and games. When he had to be serious, when the judge had to be serious talking with somebody, he was able to do that. But I think he was so underrated and whatnot. So Harry Anderson will be missed, and also Vern Troyer, Mini-Me, passed away last week. I believe it was like the age of 49, if I'm not mistaken.
What a remarkable life, though, that he lived. I mean,
Heck yeah.
Consider all things considered, and what he had working against him.
Absolutely.
Lived a great life.
Absolutely. Mini-Me was his claim to fame, but of course he has done other things, but of course that's what he's most known for.
Yeah.
And then real quickly, I saw this come across my news feed earlier today. The oldest woman, 117 years old in Japan, has unfortunately passed away. Her name was Nabi Tajima. 117, and now there is 17 of the over 100 crowd.
Yeah.
16 of the 17 are women.
Okay.
One is a gentleman, and he is now the oldest living person on record. He has about another, 90 days before he passes Nabi's record of being the oldest person. So, yeah, I guess the thing to say is if you want to live long and prosper, move to Japan or something, because that's where they all are,
See what
I guess.
they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, with that, let's go to break, and on the other side, Cathi Rickly will join us and start sharing some of the philosophies on network marketing and networking relationships. I'm Aaron Phillips. You're listening to Aaron's Hour. We'll be back with more right after this.
Do you wake up every day with little aches and pains? Or worse yet, were you injured in a car accident? Were you injured just getting out of bed? If you said yes to any of the above, then you need to call Doctors Danielle Buda and Jody Altman from the Centennial Wellness Center. Located in the Northwest Centennial Hills area, Dr. Buda and Dr. Altman make sure that every treatment provided is tailored to your specific aches and pains. The entire staff is dedicated to making sure that the finest chiropractic care is given to each and every patient. Call 702-458-2225 to schedule your free consultation. Centennial Wellness Center, 702-458-2225.
Have you recently looked outside your home at your landscaping and thought, it's almost that time of year to start cleaning up? But then reality hits you and you realize that you just don't have the time you want to work on it. Thankfully, there's a solution. Martinez Lawn Service is ready to help. Serving the Las Vegas Valley for over 15 years, Martinez Lawn Service can help you design, build, and maintain your functional landscape. From simple yard cleanup, trimming, and sprinkler repair to designing desert and water-smart landscapes for you to enjoy and entertain guests. So what are you waiting for? Visit them on their website at martinez-lawn-service.com or call them in their office today at 702-373-0643 for a free estimate to see your vision come to life. Call 702-373-0643. Martinez Lawn Service, over 15 years of service and experience. Call today, 702-373-0643.
Have you ever wondered what it would take to be healthy from head to toe? Not just on the outside, but inside as well. Glenn Alex, author of the highly recognized book, Living in Total Health, will guide you to becoming totally healthy. Glenn is a health coach, licensed clinical social worker, public speaker, educator, and humanitarian who has set the standard with her 25 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Glenn addresses the whole person to achieve optimal health. Glenn's book, Living in Total Health, is not a how-to, but a why-to for a healthy life. Purchase her book through her website, livingintotalhealth.com, for an autographed copy. Or you can get a copy on Amazon, or an ebook version at smashwords.com. Those with a high level of health do not intentionally harm oneself or others. Make the world a better place and start living in total health. Visit livingintotalhealth.com today.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Aaron Phillips here. Danny on the board. Looks like Facebook may have frozen up just a little bit as I'm monitoring it on my laptop here.
I'll go check it.
But that's okay. Let me just see if we get it back. And, yeah, check it if you would, because it's still showing up frozen. But in the meantime, I would like to welcome everybody watching on Facebook, and I want to thank you all, so I hope I don't miss anybody. Donna Marie, Amanda, Miss Pierce, good to see you. Amanda Rupert, thank you. Michelle Lynn, my buddy Joel Bunis from Arizona, who I grew up with. Kathy, of course, is here in studio. Rachel, thank you for watching. Ray, Joe Tasso, Angry Joe, Sheriff Joe, Cowboy Joe, all three of them are watching. Rosella's here. Thank you, Rosella. You're always there for me every week. Charlie Bass, welcome. My daughter Radar, Stacy, back in Virginia. Thank you. Christine Williams. Good to see you. Christine is out there. Camille Young, Bridget, Clayton Harold. Who else is? Oh, Amanda Morang. Hey, sweetie. How you doing? Shelly Phillips has joined. Thank you. And I think that's about everybody. Yeah, it's great. I love this media to be able to do this. I don't know if Facebook is frozen or not, but
everything's working on our end.
Okay, so it just must be my feed, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm checking mine right now.
All right, but anyway, without further ado, let me bring on my very special guest and longtime friend. Kathy, I haven't gone back. I just refreshed. It came back up. Good. I tried calculating, trying to think about how long we've known each other, and it's been a while. Get right up into the microphone.
At least since 2009. I was trying to twist this, and it keeps wanting to go that way.
Yeah, it's a loose top there.
All right.
Go ahead. So 2009.
2000, at least that would have been probably the earliest.
Wow.
2009.
Almost
Was
10
I
years.
still a dice dealer when you met me?
No, you already. When I first met you, I think you were selling Sensi at the time. You were repping Sensi, or maybe.
Okay, I started Sensi in 2009, but I was out of the casino. I was a dice dealer, and I got out of the business in 2011. So if I met you,
so it was
I don't
just
know if I was still
transition.
dealing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while, and you and I have crossed many paths in many groups and supported each other in many ways. Yes, it's like the tide continues to change, but it's great to have you here. We're going to talk a little bit about the value of network marketing and networking tips, and you have some suggestions because of a company that you work with, which I'm also a member of, and my wife loves sending out cards all over the place. But let's kind of talk about, to me, if we go back in time, 10, 15, 20 years ago, golf courses was a place that a lot of business was done.
I was only 6 about 15 years ago. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. Right, I just showed my age.
Yeah, right.
But so golf courses and things like that was a way people networked and got to know each other and did a lot of business. But now, more so in Vegas than I can ever remember when I lived back east, networking in general, meetings or marketing or whatever it is, seems to have really taken a whole new level. So talk about that. I mean, why do you think network marketing and networking in general has gone in such depths and lengths to really be the way people are doing business today?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's awesome being
pleasure.
here. I love listening. I'm so proud of you, just from so many levels, but being on the show and just being half the man you've always been. No, I'm kidding. You look amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll give you your $5.
Yeah, right. Thanks. Good. I have shopping show stuff to pick up. So networking, from me being a crap stealer for 25 years, I think it was just, and being from the East Coast, I was one of the nice people from Jersey.
Well, so was I. Come on.
Yes, you were.
Come on.
I just love talking to people. I love finding out their story. And I think that all just transitioned into helping me to do what I do today. Networking has just exploded with social media, but a part of it has also gotten lost because of social media.
Right.
No one, like I said, meets on the golf course or meets at people's houses for coffee, or, now we need to bring that back, because just, clicking like on Facebook or just, messaging somebody your deal, you have no connection.
Right.
You're just a name on a screen.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's the belly to belly, handshake to handshake, looking
The
somebody
human
in the
touch.
eye. Exactly.
Yeah.
The human touch is what's getting lost in all of the social media
Right.
shuffle.
Right.
I mean, there is a place for it, believe it's helped businesses greatly, but you can't forget what got it all started, what
Correct.
the core is. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, everything is going to change and does change and mature over time. And to be able to now network and meet with people face to face, you can't necessarily make that final deal without the proverbial handshake. And you have to do that in person. Yes, you can make verbal agreements and stuff, but anybody who does business to some degree is going to want it in writing. And in order to do that, you still end up having to meet face to face and do the handshake and move forward.
Face to face is good. It's also, we have other modalities to be able to go face to face. We have Zoom, we have Skype, we have, obviously the phone calls if you have to, but if there's other ways other than just getting it off the digital aspect, I love Zoom. I do a lot of meetings with Zoom. That
Zoom
saves
is
me,
the new Skype.
It is.
Right.
It is. It's simple, and it saves you lots of trips across town, across that 95 into Henderson. You're in Henderson, we're Zooming, baby.
I know, exactly. Exactly. I'm with you. You're even further north than I am. So.
Yes, I am. Exactly.
But we still managed to get down to our Thursday meeting every 2 weeks down
Absolutely.
in Henderson.
Yes,
so,
we do.
Which is a great place to meet, and we'll talk about that another time. But it is so true, and that ability to network is so much more efficient when you're networking, whether it's one-on-one, but like in our cases, we attend networking meetings in town, which give you the opportunity to meet mass people, more people. Hopefully it's not a business card dealing meetup, meeting.
Yeah, I'm out of dealing. I don't do the poker deal shuffle anymore.
Nah, exactly. Unless someone asks or you're going to exchange cards purposely. But like the meeting that I alluded to, you and I attend the second and fourth Thursday of the month. There's 70 people in 90 minutes that you can shake hands with and meet. You can't do that in one day.
No.
You can't do that in a week if your time management skills is terrific.
That's the whole reason when we go networking, as you know, it's all about being present and showing up.
Right.
It's not about walking in the door going, ooh, who am I going to sell today?
Right.
You need to walk into these networking events with a giving heart, with saying, who can I help today? Who am I going to meet today?
Right.
I'm excited to see who I can connect today.
Yes.
That's where it all happens. And when you keep showing up, people get to know you. They start liking you, hopefully.
Right. If not, download my book and learn how to be liked in 5 minutes.
That was an on-purpose segue.
Thank
like
you.
That?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and they like you and they trust you as they
Yes.
keep seeing you. It's not just pop in and then leave, and then you got to show face.
Well, yeah, you have to be relevant and active with people in order for people to be relative and active for you. Now, keep in mind, and I know you'll know this, not every relationship you create is good for business for
Exactly.
you. But it's still a relationship because you don't know who that person knows that maybe could become a client or a customer of yours.
Exactly. It's all about expanding your network, and that's
Right.
really the best thing I can tell anyone that's out there networking. For me, literally, I add anywhere from 2 to 5 people, sometimes more, mostly never less than 2 a day, to my contact sphere.
Right.
Like everybody you meet is a contact, and I usually show this on a wheel sometimes when I talk
Right.
about that. Everybody's a contact.
Right.
Every contact will not be a prospect.
Correct.
But some will.
Correct.
And every prospect will not turn into a customer, but some will. And those customers will turn into referral partners, and the referral partners in turn lead to new contacts. And the faster a business owner can get that wheel spinning, it saves you a lot of time and energy instead of always spending all of your resources to get new people.
Right.
Start building the relationships and loving on the people that are in your circle, and that leads to more.
It's almost like the law of 6 degrees of separation. You create that one relationship and you just don't know where the next one's going to go.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great point to make. It's all about relationships because there's the old saying, people will do business with people when they
remember them.
Exactly. And the 3 attributes, know, like and trust.
Yeah, it's not like who you know anymore, really. It's
Right.
not who knows you or who you know. It's who remembers you at the time they need your product or service.
Correct.
That's really what it's all about.
And that's right on. And I'll segue with this point, and then we're going to go to break. It's when I talk to potential advertisers for the show, there's 2 kinds. there's two kinds of advertisers. One is the immediate return sponsor, like a restaurant or a food location. But many of the people I work with are seed planters, which is kind of what you're alluding to, because I may not need a chiropractic visit right this second, but I have to work out later. I may tweak my back, and guess where I'm going tomorrow? And people want to say, well, I need a chiropractor. Where did I hear one? And that repetition comes in. So that's a great point. That's a great point. You don't know what seed you're planting today that's really going to flourish into a huge forest down the line. And I think that's a lot of people miss that when it comes to networking. You know, they look, like you said, they look for that immediate sale, and when it's not there, they panic and they go, "Oh God, what do I do? What do I do?"
When we come back, I'll show you lots of seeds.
Yes, we're going to talk about that and ways that part of networking relationships is all about follow up and maintaining that contact. And we'll get into some of that when we come back on the other side. You're listening to Aaron Phillips here on Aaron's Hour. Hey, want to thank everybody, all the new folks joining us on the Facebook Live. My buddy JB, he's working. And he's listening. He's in Arizona. You can't be working too hard, Joel, if you're listening to us this morning. We'll be back with more with Cathi right after this.
Do you know someone who's been recently injured in a vehicle accident, by a product defect, slip and fall, or know a family member who's lost a loved one by wrongful death? If so, you'll need an experienced attorney to handle your case. Call Bradley Belisario at Belisario Law today to schedule a free consultation to review your case. Bradley provides specialized service by getting to know his clients on a personal level. In most cases, no fees are due until you win. In the case of a lawsuit, client may be responsible for opposing parties' attorney fees. Bradley Belisario has 2 convenient locations, with one in North Las Vegas and the other in Summerlin. Call today for your free consultation at 702-936-4800. That's 702-936-4800. Or visit us on the web at belisariolaw.com. Hurt badly? Call Bradley.
Life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois. Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida. In New York, Allstate Life Insurance Company of New York, Hauppauge, New York.
Hey, Pete, how's life with your 3-year-old?
Well, she's got a lot of questions.
Why? I see what you mean. You know, Pete, it's okay to have questions.
Why?
And I bet you have questions about life insurance.
Why?
Well, because you need to protect your family.
Why?
An Allstate agent can give you simple answers about life insurance. They'll go over customized options without overwhelming you.
Why?
Plus, when you apply, you'll get a free biometric wellness report, whether you buy a policy or not. It's full of recommendations for leading a happier, healthier life.
Why? I mean, that sounds great.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get expert guidance about life insurance. Talk to Las Vegas Allstate agent Sam Peters today, or stop by his office at 1945 Village Center Circle, Suite 150.
Have you ever wondered what it would take to be healthy from head to toe? Not just on the outside, but inside as well? Glenn Alex, author of the highly recognized book, Living in Total Health, will guide you to becoming totally healthy. Glenn is a health coach, licensed clinical social worker, public speaker, educator, and humanitarian who has set the standard with her 25 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Glenn addresses the whole person to achieve optimal health. Glenn's book, Living in Total Health, is not a how-to, but a why-to for a healthy life. Purchase her book through her website, livingintotalhealth.com, for an autographed copy. Or you can get a copy on Amazon, or an ebook version at smashwords.com. Those with a high level of health do not intentionally harm oneself or others. Make the world a better place and start living in total health. Visit livingintotalhealth.com today.
Oh, you can? Welcome back to Aaron's Hour. You know, it's funny, we start that song, but nobody may not know what it is because I haven't heard that. We'll let this play a minute or two, Kath. Let that play while I do a little shtick. All right? Welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Aaron Phillips, Cathi Rickly, my guest in studio. Hi, Dorothy Portnoy is watching. Jill Branson is watching. Who else? Camille Young is new. Thank you, Camille. We appreciate it. Rachel Garino is watching. We appreciate it. Lisa Ramsey says hello to you, Cathi. Want to thank everybody for watching and staying. By the way, if you want to call in and talk, That's the part I wanted you to hear. Easy money comes when you network properly, that's for sure. Jill Branson says hello. If you want to call in and talk to Cathi or I direct, have any questions, give us a call, 702-221-7283, 221-7283. That's 221-SAVE. So when the shopping show comes back on later today, you have that. See, I plug everything around here.
Donna Marie says, hi, Cathi and Skinny.
I got that. Yes, thank you, Donna. Thank you. By the way, you look great too, Donna. I know you've also worked hard with your health, and so I appreciate it, Donna, so much. All right, let's get back to Cathi. Cathi is going to talk about, you got a couple of tips, and quite frankly, the thing about sales and marketing, a lot of this is common sense stuff. But we as business owners and people out there doing the grind work all the time, we sometimes forget about the basics. And we need to be reminded of some of the basics. And the one thing that I know you want to talk about, and you have your tools here as an example, and I'm glad you have it, it's great we make these initial contacts. I've got business cards on my desk at home that I haven't even touched yet because I've been busy contacting the folks that I started. But it's follow-up. People think that the initial contact is it. But in order to get that face-to-face, you got to follow up and reach back out beyond that initial contact. It's so critical. Right?
Exactly. And it's interesting that you say that networking, and I have to correct you on that one. It's not, it's not, I don't know if you said that maybe correctly. It's not common sense. It is a skill.
No, networking is, but I'm saying in selling in general.
But definitely networking is definitely a
Absolutely.
skill. No one's born being the networker. Well, except, maybe me and you.
And I'll give props to another one. That's Jill. Jill Branson.
Jill, of course. Oh, there's a couple, but they're just it's a skill that needs to be learned. And if you're coachable and open to it, I'm willing to help. I help
Absolutely.
the newbies all the time. There's new people coming into Vegas, new people learning to do all this. So it's just something you need to learn.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so
let's talk about follow-up.
Okay, so follow-up. So that's what happens when you go to networking. When you go to a networking event, you have to learn to network on purpose. It's not walk into the event, run around the room, grab everybody's cards, sew this stack, and go, hey, I'm a great networker.
Right.
The stack of cards is not going to do you anything. What if I told you that every business card you collected could be worth $100? Would you make sure you followed up? And you would be very selective on who the cards that you chose.
If you told me they were worth $50, I would do it.
Yeah, if they were worth $50 each, if you followed up with them, you would do it.
Right.
So, but that's impossible to do. We got networking events back to back. I know I do. That's sometimes where I get a little jumbled up. But for the most part, I have a system in place where you can actually follow up with a tangible. I mean, basically, I go by the Ivan Meisner's BNI rule, the 24/7/30 rule.
Right.
So within 24 hours, you should at least send a text message to everyone that you've met just to say, hey, it was great meeting you at the XYZ event last night. Looking forward to connecting with you.
Right.
Just send that text out. Whether they answer or not is irrelevant.
Right.
You have to be addicted to the activity, not the outcome.
Right,
really.
exactly.
You really do.
Exactly.
So you do that. And then maybe within 7 days, you want to, for example, send them a follow-up note or handwrite them a card or send them a card through the system or something. Just send them something tangible. That right there will set you apart from every single person they probably met ever.
Right. Yeah, right, exactly.
In the networking group. Send them something tangible.
Right.
Okay, and then within 30 days, you want to make sure you have connected with them in social media, maybe send them a message saying, hey, we met about a month ago. We haven't had a chance. Let's get on the calendar and schedule a coffee. Those three things, if you just do that, set some kind of a schedule up to do that, is gonna do wonders in whatever business you're doing.
And that's what you just said at the end there. No matter what business you're doing, follow up. It's like real estate. What's the three most important things? Location. Well, when you're selling and you're representing and you're networking, follow up, because the little things that you mentioned is what will keep people thinking about you. And that's what you need, especially when you're planting seeds for business. Give me some examples of follow-up. What do you do? Be specific.
What I do is I follow up with a tangible card. Now, everything that you see here, all of these cards that are created, were created from an app on my phone. I don't have a lot of time to sit there and buy cards and handwrite them. You know what I mean? So literally, I don't know if they can see this, but there's an app on your phone where you can actually create the card. I'll look down at the business card. I personally make sure that there's an address on the business card, and if there isn't, I ask them for one.
Okay.
It could be business, P.O. Box, home, whatever they want to give me. And I look down, and I just literally, I'm really good at taking selfies. If I can give anybody a tip, be a good selfie taker.
Danny, expect one when we're done after the show.
Exactly.
Okay?
We're going to take a selfie. Get a selfie. Even if you can't get a selfie,
Right.
you can find their logo or find their business. You can put something of theirs on the outside of the
Right.
card.
Which is called branding.
So nobody wants to open a card and see Remax on the front. They want to see, the
Right.
Aaron Phillips, maybe a profile picture
Right.
from Facebook.
Right.
You can plop it on the front of a card. You can write a quick message in there. Let's meet for coffee. On the back of the card will be your branding. So when you go to Hallmark and get a card, you never see Hallmark on the front or the inside. It's always on the back. That's where the marketing goes.
Correct.
So things like that, that's what you can do. So for example, a friend of mine just sent me a congratulations combined with a birthday card. I just turned 50 last Saturday.
I know you did. Happy birthday.
You go.
You don't look like a day over 20.
So we hadn't even met, but she put some great pictures on the inside, and then she had her branding on the back. I don't know if you could see that.
Yeah, you can, but I'll hold it up for you. We'll get a good picture.
Yeah,
that's the back side, right?
Yeah, so
Is
that's
that
the
a
back.
good view there, Danny?
Yeah, it's just a profile shot and a phone number
Right.
and her email. It's a friend of mine, Candace,
Right.
out of
All right.
Texas.
I'm going to see.
There
we go.
and then flip it around, and then it's just what she wrote. She put a nice picture congratulating me, wishing me a happy birthday. That's
Right.
myself and my husband. And
Who better be listening, Robert?
And then on the inside, she just wrote her own personal message and
Right.
added some new pictures. So she probably did that. Probably took her 2 minutes, from her phone. Probably sitting at a traffic light. Probably what we shouldn't do. Don't do that.
No, but the traffic light was red, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So you do stuff like that. You can just send somebody a card that says you're awesome. Graduation's coming up.
Absolutely.
You can do graduation cards. You see on Facebook somebody had a baby. Put
Right.
a picture of the baby. Sometimes when I do cards like that, it's the very first picture they have of their infant.
their child, right.
I had friends that I just saw on Facebook that got married. They were supposed to get married in September, but they got married yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I already sent them a card. That's going to be the first time they get wedding pictures. I mean,
Right.
how long does it take for a photographer
yeah,
to get pictures
absolutely.
out? You know what I mean? Or even just a simple, let's do lunch, let's do coffee.
But the key ingredient here, though, is that, A, you're doing something unique.
Mhm.
Now, let's go back 20, 25 years, is that people used to handwrite thank you notes and
Exactly.
send out a file, which in a lot of cases, a lot of people still do, because a lot of people feel the old school of the handwriting is so much more of a personal touch. I think today, with as much business or as busy as we are today, doing whatever we do, I wish I had 5 minutes to sit down and write something, okay? I don't have the best handwriting anyway, so something like this for me is perfect. My wife does, though. She does calligraphy. She can do all of her notes in calligraphy if she wanted to. But my point is, though, is that this is simple, easy. How often are we on the phones every day doing stuff that, like you said, and I can attest to this, folks, because my wife and I are a member of Send Out Cards. We use it personally, and every once in a while I'll send a business card out. Kathy keeps yelling at me that I don't use enough for business, truth be told. Okay, but my wife is on this thing sending out birthday cards, reminders, just even sending me a card with a pic, whatever.
Aww.
It is easy because you're on the phone how many hours a day, and for 2 minutes to just send out a card, it really is a quick and easy tool for follow-up.
Exactly. This is
And it's just one of the many tools that's out there. But
It is.
this
It
one
is.
that
I mean, you can do it. There's lots of ways you can do it. You can go out there and go to the store and go buy the cards and sit there and write them out. God
Right.
bless you if you have the time.
And postage.
Yeah, and postage.
And postage.
So this is a relationship marketing system.
Correct.
We have a membership plan where you can actually enables you for one price per month. You can send out unlimited cards and stamps. You don't know this yet. This is all brand new. Send Out Cards is completely transformed. It's a membership-based relationship marketing system that enables you to send cards and gifts.
Right.
So people pay, I don't even disgustingly amounts of money for things like Infusionsoft and things like that, and you can't do anything with it but keep your data.
Correct.
This one is living and breathing, and it enables you to send out that high-touch appreciation.
Right.
High-tech on our part, high-touch for the recipient.
Right.
Right.
And it is a database because it maintains all the information that you have in there.
Exactly.
Jeremiah, thank you, Jeremiah. He says he has long arms, but his arms aren't long enough for selfies, so
Oh,
he's got to invest in a selfie stick.
It.
I have one of those. My wife wanted those after I did a
can't
pageant
stand
years
selfie
ago.
sticks.
She used the selfie stick like 3 times and asked me where it is. I have no idea where it is.
No,
Okay,
the magic
but
is in how you hold the phone. So
That's-
I will
that's
show
right.
how
Well,
you hold the phone.
that is so funny. But here's the thing. There are many. Now, you mentioned gifts, and I want to touch on that for a second because many representatives of many companies, and I'm sure you guys get it here at the station, reps come in, they bring donuts, they bring gifts, they bring flowers, they bring whatever. And guess what? This company, you can order all that stuff at the same time.
Wow.
You don't have to make another stop. You can have it delivered. Now, you can have it delivered to you, and then you can bring it to give that personal touch to drop it off. But if you're sending a card and want to send something as good as brownies,
There you
which
go.
Kathy has,
Well,
right?
yeah, those are
There we go.
delicious. So the card just comes inside the brownies in a nice vellum envelope. You open it up. There's a couple of brownies. Now tell me you won't step outside of the box. Tell me that person won't remember you.
Won't step outside of the
And when
box.
they-
That was so funny. That was good. Even I couldn't have come up with that one.
When they see this come in the mail, it's like I tell them, I was like, hey, I'm going to send you brownies. And they're looking in, I literally had somebody the other day look in their email. Going,
have
did
to
you say you
sniff
were
it.
sending me something? I said, no, it's going to come to your house in about 4
Right.
days. They're like, real brownies? And you did that from your phone? They don't believe you until they receive it. And when they receive it, it's just like, wow. And they are gluten-free.
Yeah, and there's 5 grams of protein in it,
Oh,
so
there
they're
you
not
go.
terrible.
There you go.
The amount of sugars is a little high for me, but
Yeah.
for if I cut it in half,
Well, you
though,
know
it
what
won't
you
be as
do? You can actually cut them in fourths.
Exactly,
And that's
little
all
bites.
you need. That's really all I can eat.
But here's the thing, and I say this sort of tongue in cheek. Even though they're being shipped, they're fresh
Yes,
when
they
you open
are.
them up. They're fresh as could be, but there's more than just brownies.
Yes.
There's gifts, there's keychains, there's all sorts of stuff.
But this is the quickest.
And it's convenient. And what we tend to do with follow-up procedures, I know I get stuck in the rut. Sometimes when you follow up, you make it harder than it needs to be. Because, I don't want to go and order fruit baskets or flowers. That's another stop I got to make, and all this other, or call online. Here it is literally one-stop shopping for follow-up, which is really, really cool. So, all right, the segment is, we're running out of time just in this segment. Let's give the contact where they can, if folks out there are interested in using and learning more about this as a follow-up tool, which I encourage you to do, okay, how can they get in touch and get more information?
You can just go to Cathy's app, and you spell Cathi, CATHISAPP.com. Go to cathysapp.com. There'll actually be a minute or so video that shows you how to do it. It'll give you a link to download the app, and within that, you can actually go ahead and just send a totally free card. No obligation. You can just go and play with it. Go send a free card. Send something to somebody you care about, a heartfelt.
Right.
Don't do business. Go your mom, your sister, a family member, something like that. So it's cathysapp.com. Yeah, or CathyConnects.com if you're on the computer.
Right.
And it's spelled CATHICONNECTS.com.
And if you forget all of that, just rewatch the video or the podcast, because it is well worth their time. And I want to say thank you, Jill, for watching. Jill is sending out cards today. She's got stuff.
Jill.
Juliet is watching. She loves sending cards to her clients. And so, guys, this is sort of a mix. We're bringing this tool as part of networking and networking relationships. But there are other methods of follow-up, like Cathi mentioned, texting, emails, phone calls. How about a phone call follow-up? When was the last time you received I get them all the time, but sometimes from people I don't want to get them from.
Yeah, and people aren't always going to answer. Just leave a message.
Right.
Just see a message that you're touching base. Yeah.
Absolutely. You don't have to make that follow-up about a sales call.
Exactly.
Just touching base with the person.
Touching base. Hope you have a great day.
When we come back on the other side of our break, we're going to get to know Cathi a little bit more on the personal side. I have my list of questions to ask her when we come back right after this.
Do you wake up every day with little aches and pains? Or worse yet, were you injured in a car accident? Were you injured just getting out of bed? If you said yes to any of the above, then you need to call Drs. Danielle Buddha and Jody Altman from the Centennial Wellness Center. Located in the Northwest Centennial Hills area, Dr. Buddha and Dr. Altman make sure that every treatment provided is tailored to your specific aches and pains. The entire staff is dedicated to making sure that the finest chiropractic care is given to each and every patient. Call 702-458-2225 to schedule your free consultation. Centennial Wellness Center, 702-458-2225.
Have you recently looked outside your home at your landscaping and thought, it's almost that time of year to start cleaning up? But then reality hits you and you realize that you just don't have the time you want to work on it. Thankfully, there's a solution. Martinez Lawn Service is ready to help. Serving the Las Vegas Valley for over 15 years, Martinez Lawn Service can help you design, build, and maintain your functional landscape. From simple yard cleanup, trimming, and sprinkler repair to designing desert and water-smart landscapes for you to enjoy and entertain guests. So what are you waiting for? Visit them on their website at martinez-lawn-service.com or call them in their office today at 702-373-0643 for a free estimate to see your vision come to life. Call 702-373-0643. Martinez Lawn Service, over 15 years of service and experience. Call today, 702-373-0643.
Have you ever wondered what it would take to be healthy from head to toe? Not just on the outside, but inside as well? Glenn Alex, author of the highly recognized book, Living in Total Health, will guide you to becoming totally healthy. Glenn is a health coach, licensed clinical social worker, public speaker, educator, and humanitarian who has set the standard with her 25 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Glenn addresses the whole person to achieve optimal health. Glenn's book, Living in Total Health, is not a how-to, but a why-to for a healthy life. Purchase her book through her website, livingintotalhealth.com, for an autographed copy. Or you can get a copy on Amazon, or an ebook version at smashwords.com. Those with a high level of health do not intentionally harm oneself or others. Make the world a better place and start living in total health. Visit livingintotalhealth.com today.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Welcome back to Aaron's Hours. We're coming around the clubhouse turn. Danny, I got to ask you a question.
Yep.
Why is it when I tell my guests that we're going to go into this segment where we get to know them, I'm going to hit them with questions that they're not prepared for, why do they always get nervous?
Nervous?
It's like they're going for a test they weren't prepared.
Or like this
More
is the
nervous
Howard
for you.
Stern, like the Howard Stern hot seat. The Howard Stern hot seat.
Exactly. This is nothing more than just getting to know you,
This
as
is
the
easy.
song
It's
says.
like dental work.
Exactly.
Oh, great.
But no drugs involved here. None at least I can share. Anyway, hey, by the way, I want to throw this out to everybody. I am going to have some big news coming in the next week or so regarding this show. So stay tuned. And as soon as I talk to Renee and hopefully make it official, but I have some news I'll be breaking probably over Facebook and hopefully live again next Monday when we're back on the air together. So big news coming up for Aaron's Hours. Anyway, okay, here we go, Kathy. Ready?
Okay, ready.
Rapid fire.
Knocking my mic out.
I wish Robert would call in because then I can have dueling questions with
he
you.
said he was going to.
Like the
Robert, call in.
Like the newlywed game. 221-7283. All right, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
Favorite song?
Oh, my gosh.
Because I know you're all about music. I know you like music.
I do like music, but it depends on if I'm in a Christian mode, in a hip-hop mode, or the wedding song
What's
mode.
in your car right now?
Probably some kind of old school hip hop.
Okay, there you go.
Old school hip hop.
Old school hip hop. You see Kathy's little red car up and
No,
down.
I don't
with
have
the-
the little red car anymore. That's
No?
long gone. Yeah, my gold Toyota Corolla. That's a whole other story.
I didn't know that.
The little red car's
the
gone.
little
I
red
know.
car. I always used to find you in parking lots because of
15
that
years
car.
old, my ride or die. Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow. All right, favorite actor?
My favorite actor. I should watch TV.
Well, it doesn't have to be TV. It could be movie. Could be something you saw years ago. Something you would
Goodness.
drop everything
I
for
always
to watch.
remember Daniel Day-Lewis.
There's a good
always
one.
remember him from the most powerful movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. Favorite actress?
Oh, jeez.
Well, that favorite actor's got to have a favorite actress to work opposite.
I don't know anybody's names.
Well, tell me where you've seen them. All right, we'll come back to that
Yeah,
one.
come back to that one.
Favorite all-time
I need
movie?
help, Robert. He knows all the names.
Favorite all-time movie that
Movie?
you just have to drop and watch?
You know what? I don't know. I remember when Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, I was to watch that every week it was on the
Wow.
entire year it first came on. So
Now there's one from the past. Sgt. Pepper's
I'm showing my age big time.
Wow.
Remember that was a movie? That
Yeah,
was a movie. I watched
yeah.
it every time it was on.
Wasn't Help a movie too by the Beatles? Didn't they do a I'm sorry, Dan, this is before your time too. I think they did a movie called Help or something
My
as
husband's
well.
probably just going face palm, like entire, like I can't believe she's saying that.
He's face planting somewhere.
know.
All right, here we go. Next question. You've already answered the next one. Now, if money were no object,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and I know you loved your red beater, what's your favorite all-time favorite car that you'd love to see in your
You know,
driveway?
usually people always ask me, "What's your favorite car?" I'm like, the one that's paid for.
The one that's the one that's
my
free and clear
favorite
and no
car.
bank can find me.
That's
Okay.
my favorite car. Yeah, I don't have a name brand. It's just I always wanted a probably like an SUV type. You know, whether it be something sturdy, strong. You know,
Yeah.
Escalade is just too
Too much.
for me.
That's too much
That's
car.
too much. I don't know.
I
I
have to
saw,
s-
I saw one recently that was really nice, and it was actually like almost like a camper van, but it was a Mercedes.
Really?
And I saw it at the home show.
Sprinter.
Is it
The Sprint-
Mercedes Sprinter.
It was,
Is that what it
it
is?
was like
Yeah.
it looked more like a van
They
than
convert-
an RV, but
Yeah, they
you can
convert
actually
them
live
into
in it.
RVs sometimes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Robert and I. That's our long-term
Okay.
plan. He
All
definitely
right.
wants to RV, like, and just give up everything and just
I
RV
keep-
around the country.
I keep threatening my wife that I'm just going to get rid of the apartment. We're going to get an RV, and we're just going to live in an RV.
Yep.
But those things are more expensive than a house.
Us and our 5 animals.
What's your, in general, what's your favorite leisure thing to do? What do you like to do to chill out?
Are you kidding me? Sending cards. Sending cards from my phone. I'm serious. People think I'm weird, but when I pray to have leisure time to just
Okay.
sit there and catch up on my list.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right. So, what's your favorite Las Vegas thing to do?
My favorite Las Vegas.
Something
thing
that's
to do.
specific to Las Vegas that you and Robert just love to do, would want to do.
Getting to know
I mean, it's easy access to shows and restaurants, but you know that's
Right.
pretty common. It's pretty common for us. I mean,
Well,
it's
do you like
common to a lot of people.
Red Rock or the Spring Preserve or something, something different? Or I mean, I know you guys like to go out to restaurants because you're always posting restaurants when you guys go
Yeah,
out.
a lot of food pictures.
Yeah. All right. So
A lot of
you
food pictures.
so you like to enjoy the cuisine of Vegas?
Yeah.
All right.
Cuisine
there,
of
that's-
Vegas.
there you go.
Yep.
Which we're known for. All right. This one you have to kind of be a little less descriptive about because we're on regular radio rather than internet radio.
Uh-oh.
When you get mad, how do you normally react?
When I get mad?
What's your favorite phrase? And try to give us the G version.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, see, we're international now. See, that's good. That masked it. Very good. Very good. All right, you're off the hot seat. You're
All
done.
right.
I hope everybody. Yeah, see?
Well, I don't think I did very well.
No, you did fine. You did fine. Oh, Don Marie said the zip line. You know what? I'd like to know, Don, if you can put this in there. Have you done the zip line yet? Because I haven't. I would never go up there.
Zip line? No, I don't think I
The zip line across
Yeah.
Fremont Street, I presume. And there was one over at used to be at the, I want to say the Rio. Not the Rio. The one on Flamingo. Why am I blanking?
Flamingo? There's a zip line?
No. Oh, it is the Rio. Yeah, the Rio right there. They have one across their buildings too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the zip line down in on Fremont.
We have Robert on.
Oh, we have Robert is now joining us. Oh, Donna went on the one in Rio. Hello, Robert. How are you? Took you long enough to bail your wife out.
Help, Robert.
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good. We're doing good. So tell me, did you hear her answers to her questions?
I heard a few of them. I did not hear all of them.
Okay, well, that's probably good that you didn't hear all of that. So what I asked her some things like what her favorite actor and actress in movies were, and I'm just curious to hear if you know what they are, like kind of like the Newlywed Game.
Oh,
who's your favorite actor?
Mine?
Yeah.
I'd probably have to go old school John Wayne.
John the Duke.
I would have known that.
Wow, that's
but
good.
Hers is George Clooney, because when she was working at the Bellagio when they made the first remake
of the Ocean's 11. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was in that.
You were in there. You were next one.
About a second.
She actually said Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I heard that.
All right. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Probably Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. Well, that's an interesting one. That's one we don't hear very often. What's your favorite Las Vegas thing to do?
Golf.
What's your favorite course?
I don't know. I don't know that there is a favorite one.
Okay.
There's so many others that I want to try, though.
There you go. Like what? What's your bucket list golf course?
Bears Best.
Oh, really? You haven't been out there yet?
No, not to play.
Okay. My favorite golf course is the ones with the windmills and the clown mouths. Yeah. That's about as far as I can get. Anything beyond that is beyond my scope of ability. Although I have hacked a few times on a course, and they've never asked me back. But that's a whole other story. Robert, we're up against it, my friend. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you down the line soon, I'm sure.
Okay, it was great to talk to you. Have a great day.
Thanks, bud. You too. By the way, I want to give kudos to Robert, also served in our military, and thank you for your service, Robert. All right, well, that wraps up another edition of Aaron's Hour. My goodness gracious, time flies when you're having fun. Kathy, thank you as always for coming in.
Very welcome.
You're always
Thank you for
great
having me.
to just
Appreciate
chat and
you.
have fun with. Anytime. We'll do this again soon. As always, next week, we're back on the air with some other guests, which I haven't figured out yet, and I'll post it on Facebook. Again, AaronPhillipsVoice.com. The Listen Now tab for all my podcasts. And, again, subscribe to my website. Get my free ebook, How to Be Liked in 5 Minutes and Hone Your Magnetic Personality Skills. Thank you to everybody watching on Facebook, listening across the Internet, listening live on 1400 AM on your dial. Catch you next week, everybody. Be safe, be happy, be healthy, and wealthy. Have a great week. From Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips. See ya.
We sang a song and strolled the golden sand to Sweetheart sang the summer wind. Like painted kites, the days and nights, they went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you, and I lost you to the summer wind. The autumn wind and the winter wind have come and they have gone. And still the days, those lonely days.
The legendary radio shopping show is here. AM 1400, KSHP, North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.
USA Radio News.
Authorities in